Well, again, historians differ on this, and I think my personal belief, and from everything that I've read, was that his stepmother had a tremendous influence on him. His natural mother died when I think he was 9 years old, and his father went off and left Abraham and his sister by themselves and came back with a new wife and her kids. And the stories go that Sarah Lincoln really liked Abraham and took a lot of time with him, and some say preferred him over even her own children. But that impact that she had on him, I think, was amazing and very, very strong. And I think it had a lot to do with his eventual success and his security. You know, a boy that grows up to be a man who's not afraid to appoint strong people around him. You know, I mean, that comes from something, and I think it comes from a very early age, and it has to do, I think, with strong values in the home.
Last question?
Who wants to have the last question? Sir.
Could you just comment on the dream that Lincoln had about his own funeral?
I believe that was contained in the diary of Gideon Welles, who was the Secretary of the Navy, about, I'm not sure exactly, I think it might have been the night before Lincoln was shot, or just before Ford's Theater, and he came down to a cabinet meeting. It might have even been that day when he came down to the cabinet and had this meeting and said that he had this dream where he had awakened from a sleep and walked down. This is in his dream. He walked downstairs and everything is really quiet and solemn, and somebody said the president is dead or something like that. And apparently that's true, that he had this dream. And I don't know so much. I don't know it was so much of a profound thing that was really going to happen, but or Lincoln, you know, for a man who suffered from depression and had these types of things going through his head and was always worried about stuff, I can see that he was always worrying about stuff, and I can see him having a dream like that. And he had other dreams earlier in his presidency too that most people don't know about, but that's the one that gets the biggest play. Yeah.
That was wonderful, and having looked at the book, I encourage you to take a look at it and take the opportunity this evening to meet not only Don but also our new executive director, Joe Calvaruso. Before we close, I want to give public recognition to the man who brought this program to us, and that's Please Whitney. Please, would you stand and take a bow? As is my wont, in closing our programs, I want to alert you to what's coming up next at the Ford Museum. Tomorrow night, I would encourage you to come back and join us for a program related to our new exhibit, the White House in Miniature. We're having Betty Monkman, who is the White House Curator Emeritus, coming, and that will be a fascinating program. So if you're interested in the White House and if you want to see the exhibit, if you haven't seen it already, she'll be here tomorrow night. On Saturday, Valentine's Day, bring your Valentine and your young ones too. We're having a 13-year-old author by the name of Noah McCullough, who has written his second book. This one is, the first one was on presidential trivia. The second one is called First Kids, True Stories of All the President's Children. And we're having him on Saturday here at the museum and on Sunday afternoon at the library. And he's a lot of fun. He's done research at the library, and I'm really looking forward to that. So that's on Valentine's Day. And on President's Day, we have John Schwartz here as George Washington between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., free admission and birthday cake all day. And that night, come on over for the presentation of the Gerald Ford Essay Awards. These are, we'll be honoring 18 finalists and 3 winners who have written essays in honor of Gerald Ford on the theme of patriotism. And Secretary of State Terry Lynn Land is our keynote speaker. So we hope you can come. We have an exhibit. We have exhibits open upstairs, both the core exhibit and the feature exhibit, and a reception and book signing in the lobby. And again, take the opportunity to meet our wonderful speaker. Don, thank you again.